It is mute. It is mute from your computer.
But now it's okay.
Now, no,
It's okay. Hola, uno, dos.
no,
Hola,
I
uno,
cannot
dos.
listen. I don't know what happens. No. Yes, yeah, I found it. I found it. Let me ready,
Yeah?
ready. Yes, I can listen to you.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Sorry.
No, maybe it was my computer, but I didn't. Okay, I don't know what I pressed, and now it's
No,
working.
no, I think it's my microphone because in another class what happened the same for
The
me. So
same
I
happened.
think maybe the cable is not working well or is not properly adjusted.
Okay, right. Okay, Noemi. So this session, remember that this is for tutoring. So I would like to know about your questions or about your doubts or everything related to the teaching practicum. Did you check your feedback?
Yes, I check it and do you write something about the the review the review you make? I mean from the last video, but nothing about the new lesson plan.
Yeah.
So
No, I don't have any comment about that. I would like to see how you put into practice that lesson plan. Yeah.
okay, but it seems to be
Seems to be what?
it seems to be well.
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay.
checked the activities. The thing is that your class is very basic because of the level of your class. So I cannot ask any other thing. You see? I
Okay.
mean,
I told you, I don't know. With my husband because he's on the class sometimes, and with my friends, with some of them, I work already outside of the country, and they used to hear very basic words outside the country, but they the facility to speak with no one. So they know some words, but
sorry, Noemi. I couldn't listen the last part. I listened till you listen some words. So what else?
yes, we use some words outside of the country because we worked before in UAE as a singers together,
As
and we
singers.
live together. Yes, we worked there as for a 1 year period or 6 months period. So they had the opportunity to face another person with that speak different language, and they try to speak with the persons, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that they know some words and some meanings, but for sure they don't know the whole meanings.
Okay, so the idea is that you want to give them a more communicative and practical and functional language in order
To
to.
work together outside more
Uh-huh.
easily.
Okay, that's good. But that sounds very nice. So you don't need to give them, I mean, a lot of vocabulary at the beginning, but just sentences in order to use while they interact.
Exactly. And I don't want to focus in the exactly what they need to learn in the order they need to learn by the basic
Uh-huh.
level, but more specifically in what they need to use
Yes, exactly. Okay,
right
good.
now.
Great. That's good. That's why I said that your lesson plan was, I mean, it is basic in the sense that there are some sentences or basic sentences that for them to use, and this is okay, right? So I would like to see how you work with them and how it works actually. Okay, at the end.
Okay. But also they are not oral not all of them are working with me. Some of them are just friends that come in with the couple, with the girlfriends, and I welcome everyone in the class. If they want to bring someone, I don't have any problem. So sometimes I just something for the person that didn't come before, and I introduce them into the class.
Okay, no, nice. So you don't have like a follow up with a specific group of people.
Yes, I have three basic persons that they come
Okay, good.
always.
Okay, they
Yes,
come. They always
because
come.
I need to follow the improvement. No?
Yeah, yeah, the follow up. You have to do the follow up.
Yes.
Good,
Okay, the
great.
follow up. Yes.
Okay, so we are going to say hello to Carolina and Sara because they have joined to our group today.
Hello, teacher.
Hello,
Hello,
Carolina.
teacher.
How's everything in Cali?
Good. Like there's music like around the neighborhoods, and it's
Okay,
nice.
nice.
There is some people like looking for candies, but just like a few.
Like few
I don't know.
people.
Yeah, actually, I think that they are kind of scared about the situation with the kids. So that I think
Okay.
that is the reason, like, to be a few people.
They don't. That situation that doesn't allow people to go to the streets, right?
Exactly.
Mm, that's a pity.
They are
Okay,
kind of afraid. Yeah.
let's say that it's a pity, but I don't like this kind of celebrations. You know?
Oh, really?
No,
Why?
I am that kind of person who doesn't do many things that are common for the others. So
Teacher, do you
Okay.
have kids?
yes, but she doesn't like that either,
Oh.
Okay.
and she doesn't miss it if you ask. Okay, okay. And Sarah,
I,
how is everything over there?
Well, in my town is so quiet because here is raining right now, so the
Oh,
weather is not
actu-
good for the kids.
actually, now that you mention it, it is very weird that here in Bogota it is not raining because it
Yes.
usually rains.
Ev- yeah, it
Yes,
usually on Halloween it's always raining.
always,
Yeah,
yes.
but here
yes.
it's
It's a
not
bad
raining.
time for kids and adults too.
Today it was a very hot day. Okay, but let's go to the point. We are not here for talking about the weather.
No.
Okay, we are here for talking about the classes. Uh, do you have any question or any comment about the feedback I gave you? To some of you, I didn't write many things because I consider that it is okay, right?
Okay.
But to some others, I wrote some things I would like you to work on a little bit more, right? So, do you have any question or any comment about the lesson plan?
Teacher, I have a question. Every Saturday, I teach to my students, you know,
Yep.
but every Saturday I take 15 minutes in order to read an English book because I like encourage my students to read histories in
15.
English or yes. So
15.
this is sorry
Okay. 15 or 50?
15.
15.
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
15?
Yes.
15.
15.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Yes. If you change the stress, it's like 50. Okay.
Okay, sorry. 15. 15
Okay.
minutes. Because as I told you before, I
Yeah.
like to encourage
Mhm.
to my students. So maybe my question is the maybe if the time is not enough um, to according to the lesson plan. I this is an extra activity. I could do that or not.
I have the okay. I have the impression that you think that you are doing the lesson plan for me.
No,
And
no, no,
no,
no.
no, no. I mean it. I mean, because you are asking this, you know, you are the owner of your class. If you prepared your class and include this specific activity in order to contextualize them or to get them closer to reading, this is okay. This is perfect. So you have to adjust the time for the rest of the activities in order to include this as a practice that you have, right?
Yes, but this English book is in past. So for this reason,
Doesn't
I ask you
matter.
because it's different topic. Yes, it's
Sarine,
not included to
I'm going to give you my point of view about that. What you are teaching is not a structure. What you are teaching is not just tenses. Tenses is just a division of language. What you are teaching is language. So it doesn't matter if it is in present or in future. If you are using readings in order to get close to the language, to get familiarized with the language, it is very good. It is perfect. Okay? Don't think that they are level one, they don't work on this, they don't know. Don't worry about that. Even
Okay,
if they don't know the past tense, they are going to understand something. And I think that what you are doing is not just reading, right? You try to
right?
clarify something, to make mimics or move or do whatever for them to understand. Yeah?
Okay, I would like to recommend you to my classmates and you the book is easy. The vocabulary is understanding, and there are
Understandable.
many. Sorry, understandable, and there are many verbs in past. So the students is going to are going to sorry the students are going to learn about them and maybe to include a good sentence or good expressions in past
Very good.
because my in my case my students have many problems with the past. So every Saturday I take 15 minutes in order to read a book or maybe listen a music in past, so only in past, but it's
Mhm.
different to the other topics that in my class.
Yeah. Yes, as I told you a few minutes ago, from my perspective, it is very important they to get close to the language. It doesn't matter the way. So using songs, it sounds very nice as well. Actually, from my own experience, I started learning English when I was 10 years old by through music. I didn't receive any English
Yes.
class, so it is a very good alternative. And additionally, because they are going to practice uh, at the listening and also speaking if they sing. Uh, but those are the kind of activities that you have to try more often because sometimes, as I told you a few minutes ago, sometimes we think that teaching English is just teaching vocabulary and structures. And communication or the language is something that it is there. It is in the books, it is in the music, there is the language is there, right? So
Okay.
I want to see what happens with that. I want to see what happens with this kind of teaching, using this kind of resources, and also complementing, because we don't have to stop complementing their learning with other kind of activities. So it is very nice, Sarah. Yes, I like it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, don't worry.
Teacher,
Yes.
eh, in my reflection review and the one you
Mhm.
you sent before, you write me two things and because I never write too much. It is possible to send it again with my lesson plan,
Mm.
not for improve the grade, no, just to let you know my impressions or my ideas.
I have to reopen the task. So mm, remember what I told you last class. For me, the format that you are following is very restrictive because what I think about reflection is something more. It's a little deeper. Okay, sometimes we stick on the surface. My first impression about your reflections is that you are still on the surface. Some of you didn't do a very deep reflection of what you really think of your classes. Some of you, because I saw one reflection that was very nice, right? This person started seeing, writing, I saw this thing, I think that I could change this, I think that it is could be different, I really like this part, because not everything is bad. Yeah. So examining, by examining yourself, is a way of learning, a way of learning, know how to teach, but learning who you are as teachers, to recognize yourself as teachers, and to understand your own didactics, right? So if you want to continue reflecting upon the same class, you can do it. I'm going to reopen then the assignment to add another file to attach, and you can send the feedback of the feedback. Don't worry. For the next session, or for the next session, for the next reflection, you can do something a little deeper. Okay? Try to think on the essence of your class, uh, the intentions that you have. Think about your pedagogical approach, because I suppose that you have studied this. Think about your pedagogical approach not as something stated or static, but as you see it in the class, right? So,
Right.
because you are experts, I mean, I know that you have had many classes along your life. So you have known a lot of teachers. So it is interesting to see how do you see yourself as teachers. You can classify those teachers that you have as bad, good, regular teachers, uh, entertaining, boring. Uh, yes. So how do you classify yourself from your perspective? And do it as a personal thing. I told you last class that it is not for me only. It is for you. Okay? So I don't want you to do this as a requirement. I want you to do it as part of your learning, right? And on your learning of becoming professional teachers. Yeah, so you're welcome to send it again, Noemi.
Thank you. I have a question, teacher. In the part that you request, where it said classroom management and affective factors, exactly what is the point
Effective,
of that one?
affective factors.
Yes,
It has to do with, for example, class management. I told you last class that it is not only the arrangement of the class or the or the order that they keep in the class or the discipline. It is not about that. Classroom management is how you deal with the dynamics of the class, right? How do you deal with the dynamics? In your case, for example, your room is very particular because it's the dining room of your house, right? So
yes,
how you move, how they move, what they do, how they can, the way they interact even is part of the classroom management. And the way that you promote that interaction is part of your classroom management. The other part that you are saying about the affective
yes,
factors, you know that there are many affective factors in the teaching in teaching. For example, let's say here, Carolina, she has a group of children, little children. Affectiveness is very important according to the second language theories, second language acquisition theories. It's very important for they to be prepared or to be ready to learn. If Carolina were a very strict teacher, a very demanding teacher, like imagine Tronchatoro, imagine that kind of teacher. Everybody's scared. Carolina wants to have people to participate. Have people participate, and she asks questions, but nobody wants to answer. Do you think it is because they don't know?
No.
No, it is because of your attitude. It's
Mhm.
because of
Yes.
your approach to your students. Yes. So those affective things. make them feel secure about how to interact in the class. In your particular case, Noemi, for example, you know that I wrote, pay
Yes,
attention to the way you give feedback,
yes.
right?
Needs to be more positive and more constructive.
Encourage, yes, encourage your students. Because
Yes,
sometimes with language, what we do is to say, no, eso está mal.
yes,
Or say, no, no, don't say that, it is this way, right? So what is going to happen? That the person is going to feel like, maybe,
they,
because we cannot generalize, but frustrated or maybe afraid of participating next time, you see?
yes, sure, sure.
So it has to do with affective. In second language acquisition, it is called affective filter. And the idea is to reduce the affective filter in order to make feel people comfortable with learning, right?
Okay, yes. And
Okay,
teacher, sorry for many questions.
don't
And in the
worry.
last part, when you request with the sentences, teachers meta language, it refers to the amount of first language I can add to help them to learn the second one. I'm right or I am wrong?
Sorry, again.
In teachers meta language, it's just the to to know how to manage the amount of Spanish I am using to
No,
help them to learn English. No?
no. It is not about it is not about using Spanish or English. Meta language is using language that it is used for us as linguists or used for us as teachers only. For example, when we have this class of theoretical linguistics 2, that it is the next class that I have, and we are going to talk about sense, and we are going to talk
Okay.
about meaning, and we are going to talk about maybe
Yes, I
uh,
was forgetting. Yes.
among paronyms or paronyms, right?
Homonyms
So
and everything.
yes,
Yes.
although those are words that they studied, those are considered like meta language that sometimes it is useless. Sometimes, I'm not saying always, but sometimes it is useless for students. So they don't care or they are not going to use it. Okay?
Hmm.
So we
Mm,
can avoid that a little bit.
teacher, I have a question about it.
Yes, Rafael. Good evening, Rafael.
Good evening, teacher. I sorry for being late.
Don't worry. This is a tutorial session, remember. It is not a class,
Ah, yes.
it is optional. Hello, Wilton.
I
Hello, teacher.
well,
Sorry, but my internet is bothering. It's terrible.
Okay, don't worry.
It's coming and going.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, so let's continue with Rafael's question.
yes, teacher. Well, it has to do with the
Meta
meta
language.
language. Yes, that the last class in the feedback you wrote that. Well, in a part of the class I said adjectives.
Hmm.
So does it have to do with that also?
Yeah, but it is not only about, okay, they know what an adjective is. The thing is
Oh
that
yes.
we are going to, you can use it in a more friendly, can we say, way,
Hmm.
right? Maybe words that we can describe,
Oh
or
yes.
yeah, you can say adjectives, but at the same time you can explain that. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes. So what I
right.
understand is that, for example, and I know that because the students sometimes they don't care about it. They don't care, for example, words like verbs and pronouns and subject pronouns and possessive pronouns. They don't. Well, actually, they don't understand very well what it is,
No.
and sometimes they can get confused about these kind of terms because they are very linguistic terms. And well, that's I know I know that is very confused. Also, uh, for us, sometimes we confuse with that, and we miss them sometimes
Right.
because we don't remember very well. But when we check grammar and that, we get to the topic. So
Exactly.
is your recommendation to avoid this kind of terms?
Not to avoid, but at least to use less.
Oh yes,
Or if you are going to use them, try to give them a more appealing, like explanation. I mean, you don't have to explain what it is each word,
yes,
but maybe
yes,
we can use, for example, in the case of the adjectives or in the case of the verbs, we can use these words to describe actions or moments that we live or something like that, you know? So
okay,
it's an
okay, teacher.
example,
Thank you very much.
but
Yes, thank you,
it is not
teacher.
necessary to do it
Another
all the
question,
time.
another question that I have is related to the length of the video. Yeah, you mean I mean the
Ah,
duration.
yes, because
Well,
I
sometimes
suppose, mhm.
sometimes I have problems because with technical problems with the video. Well, it's not the same being recorded than that don't to record. Yes, because sometimes there are technical problems. The camera fails in something. The audio. Well, many things. And in my case, I have to edit the videos after I record it because sometimes there are some problems.
Yeah.
If I have problem with that, if the video is 1 hour and 30 minutes, if there is a problem with that, or
I have to tell you, I'm going to be honest, Rafael. Sometimes okay, imagine yourself. You are the teacher. Do
yes,
you think that you can watch 2 hours video per 12 people?
it's tough.
No,
It's
no.
hard.
That must be boring.
Not
Yes.
only boring, but tiring and time
No, yes, I
consuming.
try.
Of
So
course,
Yes,
yes.
I know that the first video that you made was 2 hours, but I have to confess, I watched like sections of 10 minutes when I see that it was
yes,
interesting because I
yes,
cannot do it. I don't have that
yes.
time. I
So it
have to
means that
spend
you have to be watching videos like 20 hours. So it is
20 hours. Imagine,
no, it is
it is crazy.
countless.
You see.
Yes.
So if you have an hour of the video, you don't need to push 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. If
And
you want
Okay.
to
no,
do, if you
for
want to
students
do,
sometimes is discussing. Yes, for
yeah.
students.
If you want to do your class, 2 hours of your class, do it, right?
Yes.
But it is not mandatory from my perspective. I know that it is written, but 2 hours class recording every single class is too much for me. For me, okay.
For me too.
No, and
So
for students also teacher because
Sometimes
they get
children are tired and
yes,
they feel when are we going to finish, because sometimes, for example, in this case I was planning my class and I was trying to put more and more things because of
That
thinking
happens.
about 2 hours and
no,
more activities,
and it is
more
not,
things.
mm, and
So,
it is not going to be meaningful for them.
yes,
Okay. So if you
Actually,
consider that you have to do just 1 hour,
okay,
especially you, I mean, because Carolina, she has a class, so she can record her class completely. I don't matter about that. But in the case of Wilton, Sara, Rafael, and Noemi, you have
yes.
particular groups, small groups. So if you consider that you can use only, or you want to use only 1 hour, and that hour is going to be very, very meaningful for them, do it. If
Oh
you want
yes.
to use the 2 hours,
okay,
don't worry. Okay, it is not a requirement.
Okay, thank you, teacher, for the clarification.
okay, yes,
Okay,
Yeah,
teacher,
teacher.
thank you.
because I have to tell you, I have another teacher that it is Tanya. Tanya works with preschoolers, and I think that preschoolers have only 30 or 40 minutes class. So she
Yes,
recorded 3 classes because of the 2 hours. So it is
yes.
you can focus
and
only on one
actually,
group.
actually, when you work with kids, like they get disconnected from the class.
Of
So
course.
it's like it's not a good idea. Actually, that happens to me the last time. The first video, I did it for like an hour and 45 minutes, and actually the kids were very tired. And at the end of the class, they weren't participating. So that
Mhm.
was kind of like weird.
Yeah, and that's true. Okay, so don't worry about the length. I was about to tell you that, but I forgot last class that it is very important to just to plan the class, but also to make the class meaningful for them, and that's it. To
Teacher,
have a
I
result,
have,
and that's it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Sarah.
sorry, teacher. I have a question about the general schedule. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Ay, sorry. Okay, my question is, the second video recording is for for next November 4.
November
And
4 is this week.
yes, exactly. So the second class reflection is November 18.
18.
So for next class, o sea,
I mean,
Sunday 11. Yes, we are not working in nothing. So we are
anything.
going to,
Anything.
yes.
Really.
So my question is, oh, sorry. Let me check something.
Your question is, okay, I have a question before you ask the question. How many of you have the recording yet?
No, me
The
teacher,
second
because
class?
I have some problems with my students.
Okay.
3 of them are sick, and I have
Second
a
class
big
teacher?
problem for this week
Yeah.
because they're not already to take this class. And maybe I would try it um, on Sunday evening, but I'm not sure if I
Okay.
can to allow the video.
Okay.
Well,
So,
in my case, my students
you,
study with me the Saturday, so.
yes,
Mhm.
But I recorded already, teacher.
you already recorded. Carolina?
Yes.
I'm going to do it tomorrow because today, like, there was a party in the school, so
Mm-hmm.
we
This
didn't
week is
take classes.
crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
But
Noemi?
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I always do in Saturdays afternoon or Sundays morning because it's their
Oh,
free time.
okay. Okay. Yes, because I had a proposal. If you have the video already, I can give you the feedback by this Monday. But if you cannot make it, you have another week for doing that.
Uh,
Okay?
okay, teacher.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah?
teacher. Yes.
Okay.
Too.
So you have more
Okay.
time and don't
Okay.
rush.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Any other questions, Sarah? Because we don't need to do much things or many things, sorry, during this term. It is only program the 3 video recordings, and that's it. But pay attention to this. According to this, the third video recording is for November the 25th, the
Yes.
25th.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you have to rush on this.
This is my question,
Yeah,
but
you
I
have to
forget
rush.
because I think that Jorge need the grades on
Yes.
November 25. I think so. I
No,
don't remember.
November
So
the
that's
28th.
okay. But I don't know if you have time to give us our feedback about the
Yeah,
third video record.
don't worry about that. I always have the
Okay.
time. I have a whole Sunday that day, so you know, 20 hours. What is 20 hours watching videos? Nothing.
But teacher,
Really?
actually, are you going to give us reflection about the third video?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Oh,
No. Reflection, no. It is only 2 reflections and 3 videos.
also, you are going to give us like a feedback, but just to
A
take it like
feedback.
for,
Yes.
okay.
But anyway, if as you have, for example, in your case, Sarah or Carolina, who also can do that, and Noemi or Rafael, if you have your third video in advance, better for me. Okay?
Okay.
Without like, but we have to show you the lesson plan, of
Yep.
course.
Yes,
Okay.
but if you present, okay, imagine you are going to use you are going to upload the video this weekend. So I watched the
Okay.
video this weekend. So
Okay.
you can start doing the reflection thing and the plan for the next lesson. So we can save time in your case. But if you don't have the time, you can use the rest of the time that it is allowed by the schedule, by the chronogram, and do it. Okay. But if it is suitable for you, we can work in advance. So I can have ready everything for you. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good for you?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
teacher.
Very good. So I have to open the other 2 videos and the reflection that is missing. And that's it.
Okay.
Good.
It's clear.
Very good. Okay, Jaime Fernando. Jaime Fernando,
Yes, teacher.
I received your paper. I haven't answered, but I received your paper, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, right. I was
Uh,
waiting for Tanya, but Tanya is not here. Yes? Questions?
teacher,
Uh-huh.
but the feedbacks for this activity, I need to give you for this weekend
Or
or
which
what
activity?
is the about the feedback of the reflection about one the recording one.
No, but you have already uploaded.
Yes.
And I have already given feedback
but
about that.
but but I think that you give me another opportunity.
Ah, okay. Ah,
Where were you?
okay, Jaime. Okay. Yes, I'm going to do it on the weekend. I have no time during the week, so I'm going to do it on the weekend, okay?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Jaime Fernando reminds me something that sounds very funny, but sometimes we call feedback, we have to pronounce it feedback, otherwise it's going to sound like feel bad.
No.
Yeah.
That it is appropriate too, but because with the feedback you feel bad, but but it is not. Okay? Do you understand the joke?
Okay.
Sorry, it's a joke, a very stupid joke. But okay.
Oh, okay.
The feel bad. Okay. Any other thing, guys?
No, teacher.
No,
Any
teacher.
other question? Comment? This. Okay. So if you don't have any other comment, any other question, we can close this tutorial because it is a tutorial. I wanted just to listen to you asking questions. And in the next session, we are going to have like a presentation again. I hope to have everybody, okay? This session is not going to be taking into account in the grades, this one, because as it is a tutorial that I programmed due to the date, not everybody has a,
Sure.
Mandatory.
it was not
Yes.
mandatory,
Okay.
okay?
Teacher, the
But
other encounter, the theoretical is at 8 o'clock or is before? No.
At 8. No, at 8.
Okay.
Yes, and it is a tutorial as well.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, see you guys in a moment, the ones who are going to attend theoretical linguistics, and see you next time, the other.
Okay,
Okay?
Thank
teacher.
you,
Hey,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank
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 you.
you,
you.
teacher.
Great
Thank
night.
you.
Okay,
Great night, everyone.
Thank you,
enjoy your
teacher.
See you
classes.
soon, teacher.
See
Thanks,
you
thanks.
very soon, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay,
Okay,
guys, see
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.